everyone, it's Lamont Wheat at Lake August Gardens. Thanks for joining. So today is a video just about bulbs. Many people aren't aware that fall season is the best time to get your bulbs planted. So I've ordered some bulbs and they've actually arrived. I have some of them here. I'll be going through what I've ordered for our gardens, when the best time to plant them would be, and what you can expect. When can you expect for them to bloom? We like to enjoy blooms throughout the season from spring to winter. There have been some debates about tulips, so I'm going to also be talking about that debate. But today is Mindfulness Monday, and I like to be mindful of beauty. There is a saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And what that means for me is, in order to see beauty, which is a self-reflection, you must get that you are beautiful. So let's keep that in mind. Most of you probably are like me and you enjoy visiting gardens. You enjoy the beauty of them. They bring you a sense of peace and happiness and joy. Here at Lake August Gardens, we certainly want to expand that and impact people in that way. So since we're talking about bulbs today, one question that I had is, when do I plant bulbs? So depending on the type of bulbs that you get, typically if you have a new garden, the best time to plant bulbs would be in the fall. Here at Lake August Gardens, we are in zone 7A, 7B. So we typically can plant into winter. I think tomorrow will be the first day of winter, and I still have some bulbs that I just received that we'll be getting in the ground. You can plant bulbs anywhere from September, which is when we start getting into our cooler months, all the way, up to December. I've even planted bulbs into January. As long as the ground is not frozen solid, I may be out there getting bulbs in the ground. Let's look at some of the bulbs that I have ordered and gotten. I have some blue grape hyacinths. Now these are beautiful because they will naturalize. They actually have a beautiful purple bloom with kind of a grape scent. I will post a link to where I ordered these bulbs from. But grape hyacinths are really beautiful because they kind of add an early spring show. They multiply over the years. You can take them up and transplant them and divide them, and they create a great low border in your border gardens. Also, I have purchased some late bloomers, which are Casablanca lilies. So I love lilies. Many of you have seen stargazers. You have seen the Casablancas, which are the really big white ones. And then there's just a run-of-the-mill lilies where you have the orange and yellows, reds. But Casablancas are really nice because they have a very sweet fragrance. They also are a summer bloomer. So if you are planting in your garden and you want to have a continuous bloom in your garden, you want to consider the Casablanca lilies because they have nice lush green foliage. They typically bloom between May and June, so a great cut flower for Mother's Day. So I'm always incorporating those into the garden. They're also really good for weddings, which we're gonna have an amazing wedding venue here. And I wanted to get more tulips because, again, there was a debate about tulips, when to plant them, how to plant them. And so here in our zone where it's kind of warm, I mean, it's been 70 degrees or more for the last few weeks. We do get some low temperatures in the evenings and at night, but in the daytime, it's pretty warm. And that could cause your bulbs to sprout. And then you get a hard winter and you lose your blooms. They will damage the blooms. One of the debates is, should bulbs be chilled? Tulip bulbs, should they be chilled? I'd have to say I'm not sure. I have planted tulip bulbs directly in the ground without chilling them, and they've come up and they've bloomed. So far here at Lake August Garden, we have planted about 250 to 300 bulbs in the ground. We've ordered another 500 bulbs. The ones that are already planted in the ground, what I'd like to do is a little test. I'm going to take some of these tulip bulbs and I'm going to refrigerate them. I have seen that maybe they should be refrigerated for 2 weeks. In some cases, I've seen 4 weeks. I'm going to kind of go in the middle and maybe do 3.5 weeks, which means I'll be able to plant these refrigerated bulbs, which will be chilled, in the ground mid to late January, which is about the time we should start seeing sprouts of the bulbs that are already in the ground pushing through the soil. We'll be moving into longer days and we should start seeing some warmer weather. So going to be looking for 2 things. Will I get better blooms from the ones that were chilled for the 2.5 to 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks? Or will there be a consistency in performance? And so I'll be sharing a video about that for zone 7A, 7B. Now I know that there are other climates where tulips, you can expect that they would return. In my experience here in our zone, you probably get about a 40% return year over year. One of the things that impact your tulips from returning is the length of time between the bloom and the green that it's left after the bloom, creating energy into the bulb to create a new set for the following season. Because here in our zone, as you guys know, if you're in the South, it can get pretty hot and humid pretty quick. I mean, it can be like that. You can be in a nice, beautiful spring experience, and then it could be 90 degrees plus. Our growing season can go anywhere from the end of February through December now. Like I still have things out in the garden that are blooming, that are pushing out new growth. When you're planting your bulbs, you want to make sure that you plant them the right depth. Some bulbs require, if they're really small bulbs like these hyacinth bulbs that are really small. I don't know if you'll be able to see them through the bag, but they're about the size of my finger. These you can just push in the ground. They only need to be planted about 1 inch or 2. Tulip bulbs, you do want to plant those 4 to 6 inches deep. Also, the stargazer lilies can be planted anywhere from 4 to even 8 inches into the soil, because they do send out stalks that can be anywhere from 12 to 14 inches in length, sometimes a foot or 2, depending on the variety. And the deeper the bulb is, the stronger that stalk will be, and that they won't flop over. Otherwise, you'll be staking them. Thank you for tuning in today. If you do like the information that we're providing about gardening, please subscribe. We appreciate your support, and it helps grow our channel. So that's the tip of the day. I hope you all have a fantastic time. Thank you in your garden. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.